All right, we are live. What is going on, everybody? Hope you had a great trading day today. A little better probably than I did in the $50,000 challenge account, but yeah. So anyway, it was quite an interesting day. So the SPX, had a green day today, even though it finished down $1.52. I mean, $1.52, like the SPY is down 12 cents. It's like, what do you do? I mean, Amazon. Does anyone even look at Amazon anymore? I mean, it doesn't even move anymore. It was yesterday. It was only up like $1. Today it's up like $4. I mean, like Netflix is a bigger mover than Amazon these days. But anyway, yeah. So finished with like a green hammer today. So I kind of drew this little triangle right here. So it just kind of shows you, hey, if we broke out over today's highs, that might be further breakout, and might get us up to the top of this pitchfork area and finally hit that 2820 level. Right? Never makes it. It's never easy, right? It's never obvious, right? So I think what was it? What day was it? Was it Monday? Yeah, Monday. It's like we gapped up like right here, and then like went up, and then I tried to buy like the first pullback, and then it ended up giving us a red day, and then today, nice down move, and I ended up trying to short the the bear flag on that, the bull flag here, bear flag here, and then that didn't work, so it was just one of those weeks, so it makes it a little tough. So, and it's really tough. That's the thing, just to comment on the $50,000 challenge account, is it's really hard to do it from, with a little bit of money. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just definitely a challenge. And so, that's one of the keys, that it's been, if you have a, a larger day trading account, it's easy. You throw around $500 or whatever, here and there, and, no big deal. And, you can get out of it, but with with the decent move, and with the small accounts, it's like you can't move. It's like this, you got to be so super precise, and that's really been the biggest challenge of the whole thing. So I'm eventually going to do, I've got a Hail Mary account on the on the puts out to March 4th. We're gapping down right now. I mean, we're pushing down right now on the I mean, not even a lot. It's down $2, but like I mean, if we have like a big gap down and some follow through tomorrow, we might get to this 2740 level, and then if it really wants to, right? I think I had the 2640 puts, so to kind of put us back at that the channel of the year, right? So the if you kind of scroll out on the daily here, you can just see the the 2018 super channel, right? And then when we finally broke down out of the channel, back in December, right? And then the awesome reversal off of the pitchfork low area, and then back up. So here we are. I'm thinking maybe we'll get a pullback. Nice pivot up here at the potential wave 5 top at the top of the pitchfork, and so a potential move down. So we'll see. That could get us out of the weeds on that. So we'll see. Other than that, just kind of want to show you, just to zoom in a little bit here and kind of talk about our Darvas boxes that we talked about yesterday. And I know it's a perfect short at the open. If anybody was short overnight or got it at the open, a little tough, a little tricky at the open, right? Because we gapped down. Right, here's the 15-minute chart. We gapped down. Right, and then it comes back up. But see this, it gave you a red trigger right here because it broke down today as we gapped down through the Darvas box bottom, which was here, right? So we gapped down below that, boom, red signal right there, right? And it probably cleared, once this went green, but then it tagged the top here, created the top of the Darvas box, right? Usually when it does it, when it makes a Darvas box, it just kind of just pushes it really close. So this just pushed the Darvas box up here. I don't think that was like a preset, resistance area. And then, right, was the key right there. So once it rebroke this Darvas box level here, yesterday's lows essentially, then that's when it pushed, right? So that was your good move. Now what else do we have as confirmation, right? We had at the end of the day yesterday, we had the PPS arrow signal to the downside, right? So perfect short, right? And what else do we have? We talked about the main thing that really works well with these Darvas box, indicators, in conjunction with the PPSs is this MACD, right? And this was red. The histogram was red, and so that gave us that level here. And so here today, we have this, this bear flag going up. And option virus, like, saw it more as a wedge, which is true, right? So just figure, basic bear flag, type stuff. And so when we got to this level right here, right, which is a pretty key level, this 27.87, that's where I shorted today. So I was trying to pick, like, I think I was like over here, I was trying to pick like a top of the channel, and like I successfully did like a Thursday ago, like a week ago, and thought that was it, right? Thought we were just gonna like retest that level and then go down. And so but I kind of was starting to break my own rules, right? Because I mean, new rules, like, so sometimes it's hard to learn new rules when you've been trading a certain way for a while, right? So, and I looked at it too. As soon as I did, I'm like, that's pointing up. Yeah, these are starting to turn. The MACD is starting to turn green, right? And then I walked away and all that stuff and came back, and then we're all the way up above this. And so we kept on tagging these levels, and then ultimately we get this push right here. You have another green arrow here as well, and of course the green MACD. So I mean, so ultimately, probably like that 27.87 was better to just go long there. 27.87 was good all the way up to almost 27.97, a 10-point move all the way to the top right there. So basically, breaking all the new rules I had just set, or in our studies of doing that. And so it's tough, but it's a learning experience, and hopefully it helped, hopefully it helped you out too, just in kind of analyzing that as well. So what we did finish with, though, so part of the the Hail Mary setup, is that we do have a decreasing MACD histogram right here. We did get a bullish crossover, through the MACD, zero line by our signal lines here, by the moving averages. But everything's kind of compressing right now and kind of coming back in. So we did have a reversal off the top of the Darvis box, the new Darvis box. We have a PPS arrow, right? And then it gave a strong green bar in the end. So now we just have to kind of see how we open tomorrow. If we gap down a little bit, I mean, right now it's only down 2, so we'd be gapping down, kind of here. But if it really wanted to push, it's possible we could test the bottom of this triangle, and if we broke down through there, we could definitely see lower. So tough trading day today, honestly. So unless you just caught the open, or we're holding overnight into the open. So nice push down from there. I was expecting more just because of just general negativity in the news. I mean, right now we have a lot of earnings gapping down and all that stuff. So what I want to do is I want to switch charts right here. I want to switch over to Twitter for a couple reasons. One, it's on the list for the 60 anchors tomorrow. So let's go to Twitter right there. And I'm going to show you on the 60 real quick, and then I'll just show you our technical tool of the day, I guess. So here is pretty interesting. Yes, this is also making a bear flag too. So you still have to whether or not these things are working these past couple days or not, you still have to kind of at least recognize your setup. You have a nice flag right here, right? Nice down pull right of the flag. Then kind of coming up here, and then what do we get right here? We have actually a double inside 60. Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to look and see where Twitter opens up, right? And Twitter is actually really fun to trade at the open. One, because it's not super expensive, and two, because the options aren't super expensive either. So so that's always a good thing, right? So let me minimize that right there. So you're only talking 30 cents, right? So you could buy 10 of these for $300, and they can move and double, and you make $600 off of a 60 anchor trade. And so so definitely keep an eye on this. What I like to do, when it's really compressed like this, because the range of this bar is only 10 cents range, and then so the high here is, so say we're shorting it, right? The high here is 30.44, the high here is 30.45, and the high here is 30.50. So what I would do is probably have a stop kind of at 30.51. If we opened here and then broke this bear flag to the downside. And then of course what I do is I move my my stop to profit really quickly, and then if we get that nice push, then I just kind of trail it down, try to maximize profit as much as possible. So that is how I make money for the most part, just off of trading the open. And then I look for intraday patterns or inside 60 type plays intraday, based on kind of the rules I have on Twitter. So it's been interesting, all in all. Trying to do the swing trades, trying to deal with options for swing trades, and then most recently with SPX. There's a lot of possibilities, so we'll hold on to it. But in the meantime, I'm not going to post too many updates on that unless we get a big move to the downside. At which point I'll be like, hey, we're up $2,000. The challenge is back on. Okay, so I want to show you Twitter right here because it's really neat. It had a nice setup here, real clean Real clean chart here. I'm going to keep the bear flag up right there. But if we go over the past couple days, right, we had a recent high at 32.71, and what that did is that created the top. This hit right here created the top of the channel, and then you had another essentially tweezer top right here, off by a couple of cents. Not a perfect tweezer, but it could have shorted right there, right? And then you get this confirmation signal with the PPS bar, and then you have a MACD crossover right here. So it's a nice short into here. Right, and then it kind of resets the Darvas box low, right, and then comes up, right, and it gives you a long signal right here. So that's kind of disturbing, but you don't want to take that because the MACDs are red, right? Then it gives you another short signal right here. So just a little bit of chop through here, and then finally this morning, or I'm sorry, yesterday morning, a break below the Darvas box. Hence you get the signal right here. Everything's red on the MACD, and now you've got the moving average crossing over the zero line. Right, then another Darvas box signal, and then another Darvas box signal, right? Then it gives you an up move right here. Now this is interesting, right? So it goes green on the MACD, and then up, right? And then it gives you one more signal to the downside, and then you have this nice flush at the open today, and barely a bounce off of it, right? So this is a nice bear flag right here. The only thing that concerns me is the MACD is green, okay? So, does that mean possible to go long? Yes, yeah, it is. It is a possibility, but it is decreasing too. So, but the MACDs are moving up. So today, what I want to show you real quick is something called the Williams %R. So all you got to do is go to Studies, add study. You can do whichever one you want. So I mean, you could go lower studies. I think momentum studies, maybe W. Yeah, W Williams %R. Just type in Williams P in the edit studies search. And so there you go. So it just pops up right here. So here's the Williams %R. Okay, and so this is a great tool to combine with other tools. Now it's interesting because it's essentially like an oscillator type tool, very very similar to the fast stochastic. In fact, what I'll do is real quick, I'm just going to show you what the fast stochastic looks like. I'm going to embed it over it. I'm going to type fast stochastic, and I'm serious. I'm just going to embed it right over the chart right there. I'm going to hit apply, and look, you can see it is literally right the same calculation. So why then? Oh no, why can't I move that down now? I'm gonna do that. I would put it down there. Boom, like that. Okay. So it literally is the exact same, right? It overlaps that perfectly. See the red? You didn't even see it. All you saw was the blue. So it's the exact same signal, but you don't see the crossovers with the slower the trailing stochastic, right? And so you could use either one, but I like it because it gives a little clarity without the extra noise of the crossovers on the stochastic. And now the differences between the two is the multiplier, right? So you're overbought on the Williams % at the 0 mark, and it goes all the way down to -100, whereas the stochastic goes from 0 to 100. So the big question is, well, what's the difference? Well, there's that, and the Williams %R is represents the market's closing level versus the highest high for the look back period. Okay, so whereas the fast stochastic oscillator moves between 0 and 100, it illustrates the market's close in relation to the lowest low. So they're not always precisely the same, but oftentimes they do overlap. Okay, so the calculation is slightly different, but they look very, very extremely similar. And the multiplier is off, right? So the big difference between the two is how they're scaled. Okay, so let me remove the stochastic and take out that extra noise there. So this is a good way just to kind of just focus on just the oscillation of it, right? And so the trick is to using it is looking for trends and reversals, right? So here. We're essentially trending down, right? So we've reached this high and we're kind of moving down, right? So clearly, let's say we were. Let me just move this. Pretend like we're right here, right? Okay, so we're going short. Clearly, we're in a downtrend, right? We got the indicator that the moving averages have death crossed over, right? Here you can see the MACDs are crossed over, we're going red, so we're in a downtrend, right? So what do we do now? Now that we're coming back up off of this Darvas box low, and we're coming back up, right? Do we switch? Where's the where does it give you the how do I know that this is a bear flag, versus just a change in trend? And so so let me draw the little bear flag here, which has been fun for us except for today. Right, so you have that, right? You get your bear flag channel, right? So what you do is you use the Williams %R to look for pullbacks, okay, and then continuation. So here you can see if you follow the crosshairs. So here we hit the bottom of the Darvas box, and now we're moving back up, moving back up, moving back up, moving back up, and now we get overbought right here, okay? But we're still in the downtrend, right? So here's your key break right here of this red bar right here below the bear flag, and then at that overbought condition, then it kind of shoots down, and that is your indication that the pullback is over. You confirm it with the bear flag break of this bar right here, and then you can take it short, right? And so here's your signal, Darvas box break next day, and then it basically goes down again, and then so we're still downtrending, right? So how do we know that this now is a bear flag rather than a continuation? There and there. Okay, so pullback, 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 break back to the downside. You get your signal right here, good to go. Okay. So now let's go back real quick to SPX and just see what it did when my bear flag failed today. So let me go there and just see. So here, so we had this bear flag right here, and where did I go? Where did I short it? I shorted it right here. Okay, so first indicator here is this is saying we should be going long. Okay, and so and then we have the MACD histogram going green. Okay, and here I am shorting at the top of a bear flag, which was really my first mistake, right? So a true and that's because I'm dealing with I need that extra push through the whole channel. I mean, these are aggressive strategies, right? And so, because we're really trying to win. They're not these conservative moves, where it's like, okay, we've broke below the bear flag, everything is setting up perfectly, right, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so, what happens is, so let me do that. Let's extend that to the right real quick, just to see, yeah. And so here, so here I am trying to short, not even at the top of the channel too. I just liked it because of the level, right? That 2787 represented, essentially the close and the open and the close of these bars right here. So I really was taking a short. Again, it was super aggressive, no confirmation either way, which ended up turning out to be a bad trade, which I deserved because of that, right? So, but anyway, here I am. So moving up here, I'm shorting, right? But should I have shorted based on the Williams %R? No, right? Because it's not even overbought yet, right? When I was doing it, right? So does that make sense? So so now right here, this bar, this huge green bar right here, is saying that we're getting overbought. Do you want to short that green bar? No. I mean, I was kind of thinking here would be okay because it kind of dojied a little bit, or spinning top. But I mean, this is almost a Marubozu bar here on the 15, and here I am staring at this thing like, oh, it's going to go down eventually. I mean, that shit has gotten out, right? And so so anyways, now we're overbought, right? And then what happens here, right? We get a slight break of the bear channel, but does it break the overbought level? No. It just pivots a little bit, and then guess what? Next bar, true Marubozu, one of the largest range bars of the day, over $3 right here in 15 minutes. And then what does it do? It crosses over the Darvas box. Here's the Darvas box, and that was my first stop. And I'm like, oh, I'll wait until twice. Okay, well, it got me right here. So pushes the Darvas box up, right? And then here, of course, it starts to cross over here, but it doesn't really matter, right? Because we're we're solid. And in fact, if anything, this would have been the spot to short right here because we did cross below. It would have been, slightly preemptive, right? We did cross below, and so that was one potential chance right here, a 3-point move as we broke through the bear flag, and it started to break down here, right? But it quickly reversed, right? And as soon as it got back to overbought, again, no sense in being in this trade much longer at that point. So so this made it pretty tough. And this is a very long, bear flag, right? I mean, usually a bear flag you'd think would end, somewhere around here, right? So, but this really continued up almost for the majority of the day. That's not really a bear flag. That really kind of indicates a change. And what was the other indication? MACDs were green. Right, so it's like shorting when the MACDs are green is just going against institutional buying, right? So, so tough one today, and here I am, setting, trying to be a good example, and just trading trading desperately, right? So it never works out well, does it? So anyway, so hopefully that was really helpful, where you can kind of use these different tools. You can kind of see how they can be effective to look for pullbacks and look for reversals, and we combine all these different indicators. Yeah, we can read price, we can look at candlesticks, we know inside bars, we know spinning tops, we know Maribozu bars, we know this here looked like it was one potential shooting star, right, with a red continuation, but okay, great, so we see that, but we need confirmation, right? And when you get enough confirmation at enough different levels, that's when you take the trade, right? Not just because you want to make a trade, right? So that was kind of the lesson for today. But anyway, I hope that was helpful. At this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, feel free to put them in the chat window, and we'll try to get through as many as we can. I'd like to finish up around like 10 o'clock if possible. I know it's only 9 minutes, so everybody can get some rest and everything like that. So so let's run through this. Manoj, what's going on, buddy? Always appreciate you. Harvey, what's going on, my friend? Jimmy, hi, thank you. Yes, I'm doing well. Thanks, Jimmy. Prair, what's up? What's going on, man? Great job today. Always appreciate your insights too on Twitter and everything. Matt, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, hope it was good. JS, what's up? NetFry, my friend, good to see you. Chris Breedlove, what's up, buddy? The Bears are coming. Yes, they are, and hopefully they push us down to that 2640 level so we could be deep in the money before expiration on those other ones. Shirley, what's going on? Justin, what's going on? JS, is there a summary sheet for trading the 60 anchor like there is for the double inside day strategy? Yeah, there is, and it's hidden within my my pinned tweet. I can post it. I'll post it at the bottom here. This basically talks about the trading the 60s, and it kind of gives you a little bit more. But I'll give you guys a hint. The book that I'm working on is going to really get in a lot of detail on it. So so stay tuned for that. Okay, and I'm going to try to offer it free for everybody too. If you have Amazon Kindle Unlimited, it should be free for like the first 90 days or something like that. So that's coming out pretty soon. So, but check out the bottom. I just posted a link of trading the 60s, and that should give you at least a clue into how I trade the 60 anchors at the open. It gets into it a little bit. It's just basically the last 60 of the day in trading that off the open. So hopefully that's helpful too. Justin, don't feel down way more here, but learn just about. I don't know, man. It's cool, but I'm glad you're learning, and I'm really learning a lot too. It is yeah, it is it's tough. It's tough to do publicly. It's there's a lot. It's challenging, so anyway, appreciate everybody's support. NetFry, I have more multivitamins. Yeah, exactly. Jimmy, howdy, what's going on? Bruce, what's up, my friend? Shirley, the creator of the indicator, made $2 million in a trading tournament. That is awesome. Yeah, Larry Williams, I think it was his name. And his daughter at the age of 17 won the same. Gosh, that's incredible, isn't it? I'd like to actually do a trading tournament one day. That would be a lot of fun, because it's you're competing, and it's pretty cool. That would be a fun thing to do one day. That's awesome. Goodness gracious, fantastic. Prair Kid, what's going on, my friend? Anyone else shorting GC gold? Let's take a look at gold real quick. Let's look at the GC. My whole thing, recent pullback, kind of here, then a nice move to the downside. Let's just take a look real quick at the. Let's look at our hourly, see if we have any volumetric levels that look interesting. And it's just been in this volumetric channel, for a while. I'm just gonna do a fib fan line here real quick, from low to high. It seems to have broken through a little bit of support right here. I mean, it looks like it could get down to that 13.10, 13.12 area. Obviously, if it breaks on there, your next level is that 12.77. But now the market, isn't it always fun when everything's red, including the VIX? But yeah, with the market down, I mean, who knows? Might get a little money flow into it. So let's see what else we got. So Darren, trading is hard. That's why we get paid for. That's right. Except we get paid when we win. Exactly. Manoj, what's going on? SQ and HD. Didn't SQ get rocked after hours? Hold on, let me see. We go to the candlesticks. Here. Oh yeah. God destroyed. Let me see. So, yeah, they had earnings. I mean, a slight miss on the earnings. It must have, I don't know, must have said something in their conference call. But it did spike right here. That would have been tough to be buying right there, right? Oh, it's going up. Let me buy, and then right all the way back down. But yeah, it looks like they're keeping it down overnight. So we'll see. This will definitely be interesting to watch tomorrow if you like trading Square. So 15-minute orb is definitely one to look at. In fact, thanks for bringing that up. Let me add that to the orb list. I'm not a huge fan of trading Square, but certainly on earnings day, could be a good one. HD. How's HD doing? When are their earnings? Did they report yet? I know Lowe's is reporting, right? Yeah, they already report. Gosh, I'm a little out of touch on that. Just been really busy with the SPX, but yeah. So they, big gap down and then another gap down here. So definitely watch this low level right here, this 182.80. So a break of that, could definitely give you some downside move. Possibly even to the 50-day there at 179. So I'm gonna put an alert there. At or below, and I'm going to put that as a gap low break. So keep an eye on that for tomorrow too, or you could watch the 30. It'll only be day 1, 2, 3, so you can watch the 30 orb too. Chris Kemp, what's going on? Totally screwed up some easy ones today. I know, man, it is a tough day today. But it happens, right? That's why we just have to manage our risk, right? So that's the hardest part. Facebook, next position for Tesla and Amazon. Let's take Facebook. Yeah, seems to be just barely holding on, kind of like a mid doji, northern doji type situation. Lots of consolidation here with a lot of different moving averages after the gap up. So, it could be putting in, a bit of a falling wedge type pattern here, right? Type thing, or downward channel, whatever. So, it's looks interesting. I mean, it's really got to break the 200-day right here at 166 to get some momentum. Otherwise, it might try to test the low. The mid Bollinger Band or the low Bollinger Band is coming up pretty quickly. So it might, if on a weekday, or a down day or weekday sounds weird, but it might get down to that 158 level. But it seems to be not wanting to fill that gap anytime soon. So it's interesting. There's money. It's been getting some pretty big moves to the upside intraday, interestingly, but it still ends up being like doji days. Yeah, they did have like a big gap down because of like their more FTC type stuff, but they seem to shake off everything that comes their way. Let's take a look at Tesla. Next levels, the easiest way to look at levels, right, is go over your monthly chart. Let me zoom in there real quick. Right, so here's your month right here. We're inside month. So you got a while to go. Your next monthly pivot up is 352, right? And then your low, of course, is 279. So that probably not going to happen anytime soon. Then we look at our weekly pivots, right? So your next weekly high is 318. Is it going to be a potential breakout point? So look here, if you get there, you have this key level like right here as you get through the cloud. Okay, so your cloud break is 318. That also corresponds with the top of the weekly. Then if you get up there, then you've got pretty much clear sailing past 326, and then look, you got all this like clear air right here all the way up to 342, and then you finally hit that 351, which is that monthly high level. Daily, same thing. I mean, it's got to get through 318. It's got to plow through 318. If you get through 318, then 321 coming next. You have that peak there, like I said, 324. And then you get into the daily cloud, and that gets a little more challenging. So Tesla's a complicated stock, but when it moves, it moves. And I really love inside 60 anchors on Tesla, but we didn't get one today. We got like a little bit of a hammer, so it makes it a little different to trade, but still possible too. So and then Amazon, like I said, I mean it's clearly been chopping for the last couple days. Did it do an inside day today? No, oh goodness gracious, look at that. All right, here we go. No, I mean bullish engulfing, really. Well, sort of. I mean, bullish hammer. Pretty strong. Got back through the pitchfork today. So I mean, if it gets some strength, I mean, it could work its way up to the 1685. You got gap to fill here too. So yeah, if it gets some legs, it could still push. Chris Kemp, AMD. Let's take a look. I believe, is AMD going to be, yeah, AMD is on our 60 anchor list. And so guys who had questions about the 60 anchor, I mean, real simple stuff. But but really helps trading the open, right? That's usually where I make my most money, is just scalping off the open. And so here you have your inside bar, right? So all that means is indecision, right? So the price could go up or it could go down, right? So you look for breaks, but to me it's looking kind of bearish, right? Because you have a red bar inside, so it could be a measured move to the downside and retest the prior day's lows or today's lows here. So it just all depends on how deep the gap is, right? And so there's a lot of different strategies to trading it, depending on whether you gap up, gap down, how high you gap up, how high you gap down, right? And if you gap inside the range. So if we kind of gap down a little bit, I would look for it to kind of come up a little bit, test maybe 50% of the range or so, and then I would look to short a break back to the downside low of 23.38, for a decent move, maybe a 50-cent move here and possibly further. So that is AMD. And let's see what else we got. Andrew, what's going on, buddy? WDC and Melly. So let's take out WDC. WDC is a fun stock to trade for sure because it can move. It did have earnings when back in January, right? So basically had a beat, kind of came up, broke through the cloud, right? And then had a huge gap up the other day over the Bollinger Band, over bought status on the RSI, which I have embedded in here, and then came back in. So interestingly enough, overbought over the Bollinger Band, boom, test. Probably wants to test the mid Bollinger Band, kind of area. So this move is actually not unexpected, right? So based on this huge gap up over the Bollinger Band, oversold RSI. So definitely worth keeping an eye on. So this is a major push down today off of that. That's definitely a key reversal bar right there. So you'll want to watch and see if it breaks down any further. If it can do that, then your next level is at 44.96. And then Melly. Nice one. Nice catch on this one, man. Yeah. So Mercado Libre, we've got nice pitchfork range, right? We were researching this one not too long ago. So we have a big pitchfork that came through, some pretty big levels. We're kind of consolidating around the median line, and then boom, earnings. Look at that. Look where it takes it, right to the top of the median line, right there, or right at the top of the pitchfork, right there. So pitchfork's a beautiful thing, right? So so now we're here. Definitely watch today. Let's just see how it did with the 15 orb today. That looks like it made its high at the 15. So that was it for today. So basically stayed within the 15 orb range for the rest of the day. It does have a key level here off of the 15 bar of this 453. So I think a 453 break tomorrow could be pretty good, or you could watch the 30 orb and see if that corresponds to any of those. Chris, my pleasure, my friend. Nefra, I did some day trade with Twitter, which you're rocking. Enter at 30 and exit at 30.46. Can I check GIS? GIS, not GS, GIS. Sure, man. General Mills. Let's take a look. General Mills not reporting earnings until March 20th, so you got a month on there. This looks to me like it's you're getting overbought on the RSI. You're approaching the top of the Bollinger Band, right? So interestingly enough, here, right, we were over the Bollinger Band, then you had that huge gap down, right, and then it worked, reclaimed, came all the way back up. See, this is a great setup, guys. Like anytime you're over the Bollinger Band, right, and then your RSI is overbought. It wasn't overbought here, but here it is, right? You're over the Bollinger Band on the daily, and then RSI is overbought. Usually you see a correction, to the downside. It happened even with Boeing, right? So then it came right over there and then back to the mid Bollinger Band, right? And then it shot right back up, right? So so here, this is a good place to take a swing short. Oh, you gap down huge on General Mills, which is great, and then it came back up too. You could trade the reversal off of the Bollinger Band. Right now it's kind of working its way back up here, but I've got kind of a cloud level here at this 47.66. So just kind of keep an eye on that area right there. But otherwise, it looks like it's working its way back up, right? Very constructive. Ryan, what's going on, man? Welcome, GSM. GSM, right? Not GSK. What happened? Where am I? Sorry, guys. Sometimes my chat thing bounces around. All right, GSM. Wow, yeah, very bullish. So nice gap up here. See, it's consolidating in this area. So just look over yesterday's high is the key. Yesterday's high is $2.99, so really a $3 break. you know, should start to get you somewhere. So here, this stock kind of came out of nowhere, right? So you know, you know, had a nice consolidation here, kind of cup and handle, right? Gapped above it here, right? Volumetric level, and then went. So it's tough when you're buying, you know, kind of like these you know, these levels, but you have a huge air pocket right here after this gap. So definitely look to trade a high, you know, a break of either today's high or yesterday's high. So that one does look pretty interesting. Bruce, appreciate transparency. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I know it is a challenge, but hopefully it helps. So Shirley, what's going on, everybody? Definitely screenshot these entries. Let's go take a look at all these. So FTR. Okay, FTR looks very interesting. Frontier Communications. I think I had those one time, but anyway. They're very interesting, right? So there's your Fibonacci fan level. Look how it gapped right into that and it's holding that as support. So yeah, so I like your levels there. SQ, we just looked at. So yeah, definitely a possibility on that. So especially if you're trading that reversal. And Bruce, yes, I am working on 2 books. I have 2 books getting ready to come out. They're both in the editing phases right now, and they'll be released. The one is going to be you know, kind of a strategic book, and the other one's going to be something for that any trader could use. And they'll be coming out hopefully in the next month or so. So keep an eye out for those on Twitter. And of course, I'll be, you know, talking about them here on the video too. So, but right now, everything is just kind of, you know, a mystery, right? So, or just, you know, hush hush, right? So, but working on it. They're coming out pretty soon. Fit. There's another one. Shirley, this one looks like it. Okay, yeah, gap down. So, yeah. So I think your levels look pretty good there. So if you know, if you can get a break on those, so just if it reclaims those levels. So just look for the reversals on those. Baba didn't have a pretty good day. Yeah, it was up a point today. Yeah, I mean, just nice constructive day today for Baba. You know, I like your levels. Let's just take a look how we're looking here. Yeah, so we drew our pitchfork not too long ago. You know, we started doing some Elliott wave analysis on it. You know, this could have been a wave 1 down. I was thinking A, B, C, wave 2. Now it did get through the median line. I was looking for a potential short, but it now is looking a little more constructive. As long as it stays above this 180 level, I think your levels are probably looking pretty good. QD. Nice little action here on one of the penny stocks. So let me just try it from here, from the low of $4 up to this pivot high right here. Look at that. Look how that Fibonacci is holding right there. So look at, it's kind of almost acting as resistance, but yes, I think your levels are good. If it breaks above that, you could see some you know, some upside move as well. KR. Kroger. Just a little info, guys. Kroger is one of the stocks that got me into to day trading versus investing, because I was like, oh, I'll just buy Kroger, right? There's lots of people in the grocery store and all that, and I'll just buy it and just hold, right? And then a couple months later, I was like down like a lot. I was like, yeah, why? I thought you just, you know, if you buy something that seems like a decent company, right, you should make money. And so that was why I was like, well, I'm sure I can do this better by, you know, working the market and all that stuff and learning it. Well, definitely cost me a lot more money than what I lost in Kroger to get to the point where I am now of you know, understanding technical analysis and you know, being a little more consistently profitable. Now I've made my money back of what I lost on Kroger, but you know, this was one of the first stocks that, you know, I traded as a quote unquote investor. So looking good from here. You know, you had this high, you know, to the low, and then a nice breakout here. Like I said, here's your volumetric level there at 30.53. Okay, so so I think you're good. Yeah, so maybe you might just want to look at the entry, just put it up a little bit over that maybe $30.50 might be okay, or 30.60. You know, just so you have that breakout, and then I think you get your push. Experience and thoughts. Like their name. There's a guy on Instagram. He just challenged to make 500 to 100K in 3 months. I'm sure he could do it. I've been doing it for 3 months and I lost all of it. So. Oh, from 100K? That's different. Yeah, sorry, I thought I misread it. I thought you said $500 to 100K. But yeah, 500K from 100K in 3 months, that could be done with risk management, right? Because you could take multiple trades. You know, you can use day trading with $100,000, and you know, you could make what is that, 10% a day? You know, compounded. even if you made average like 5% a day compounded, I think you could get to 500K in 3 months. 20 days at 10%. Yeah, you could definitely do it. So with day trading, just scalping. So that's definitely possible with 100K. It's a lot harder from $500, but we'll get there one day. So Manoj, I know she just rocks. Justin, KO calls looking cool. Yeah, so KO, let's see. Good old Coca-Cola. Coke is an interesting one to trade, right? It's a slow mover, sort of like GM and GE, those type of stocks and everything. But gap down a little bit. I guess they had some kind of issues, guidance and all that stuff. But just kind of keep an eye on it. It does look interesting. I think you could it could push. I mean, if it goes down, right, you might see a bounce off of 43.32, and then try to work its way back up to that kind of that 47 area. Risk reward ratio, yeah, exactly. How do I check on TOS? Manoj, yeah. So if you want to do like a risk reward, you just it's basically just saying what your target is, right? So, and where your risk is, where your stop is. So say I want to go along here, right, at 45, and then I'm going to put my stop at 44, right? So that would be like 1 point of risk, right? But I want to get all the way up to 50. Right, so that's a 5-point risk. So that's a 1 to 5 risk reward. I'm risking $1 to make 5. Right, then you have to deal with your time frame. How if you're doing common shares, well then you could probably wait longer than if you had than you had options. Right, so it just you have to set your targets. Look where you want to go, and then how much you're going to risk to get there, and then essentially that's how you do it. So of course I'm sure Shirley may have a different way because I know she uses different tools than just candlesticks and pivots. So yeah, just dartboard is good too. That's right, Justin. Risk $1 to make 2, exactly. Manoj, I don't know, but I'll research. Yeah, definitely. Understanding risk reward is key to being profitable in the long term with trading. Yep, very good, Justin. Shirley, if you're someone's reward, agree, Shirley. Yeah. So if you have a setup, it's all about understanding your setups, Manoj. So it's all about knowing what setups you're most comfortable with, right? So as you guys know, I like to trade, when I have the opportunity to day trade, I like to trade off the 60 time frame, right? And I like to trade, inside 60s over the VWAP, right? And, and I have targets. It's easy to place targets because you just look at your pivots off of the 60-minute chart. So say here, right? So say I was trading this bar on a break of the VWAP here over 44.86, right? And maybe my target was 45.14. Right, so all right, so that's 1 point, right? So how much would I be risking here? So it'd be 44.86. Let's say I put my stop at the bottom of the hammer at 44.6. That's 20 cents to make $1. Well, that's what? That's a 1 to 5 risk reward, right? And so once it broke there and then it came to the upside, well, obviously I'm moving stops to profit. I'm just gonna just because you have a target doesn't mean you have to wait till it gets there. You just have to be profitable, right? And so this was a nice move off of this bar, right, over the VWAP break. So you went from 44.86 all the way up to 45. So you made a good 20 cents on Coke, which is actually pretty good on a relatively slow-moving stock. So you made your your 20 cents. So you already had the 1-to-1. You don't have to wait till it gets to 5. You still have your stops up here, and then it came back in, and you still made money, right? So, but as long as you have a goal that makes sense and that you're used to trading, and and can consistently attempt to make those rewards, then you could put the risk on, but it's risk, right? So you have to be willing to lose the whole amount. And so if you're not willing to risk that on your setup, you need to find the type of setups where you are willing to risk it, right? So that's the key. Good. You should buy your stock contract. Yep. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's good. Keep a slight edge above it. Yep, exactly. As long as you have a slight edge and are above 50%, yes, you will be successful in the long term. That's absolutely right. Help Shirley 30%. Yep. And Manoj. Sorry, guys. Just trying to get through. Yep. Tesla today on calls. Nice job on Tesla today, Manoj. That was a good trade today. That's cool, Justin. Shirley, awesome. Everyone has more conviction paper. Yeah, I know, exactly. You can do $1 million in a paper account. Justin, I also ignore when it's down 90%. Yep. Excited for. Thanks, Justin. Yeah, the books are gonna be fun. So that candlestick book is awesome. So if you go back through my videos too, I do a bunch of stuff on them as well. I can't remember when you started joining along, but I did a lot of the stuff that was out of Steve Nissan's books too. Shirley, what's up? Yeah, or mix with exactly. Yeah, that is exactly a good idea. Sandeep, you forgot to give your Twitter. Oh, Sandeep, yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, Shirley. Yeah, Shirley, you need to open a Twitter account. It's so much fun on Twitter. Just lots of noise on Twitter. Low entry at 110. Yep, so low should be pretty interesting. I think they had. Yep, so crazy gap up today. Like they had like bad earnings and they were gapping up. So this was a key reversal today. If anybody could have caught that, this is you had a 15 bar here, a 15 orb right here, right? So there's your break 107, and then all the way down to 105. So a nice 2-point move off of the reversal on those. Anytime you have a stock that's gapping up on bad earnings or gapping down on good earnings, you can look to try to do a reversal on those, right? Surely not yet. Surely, I wonder how did you find our the YouTube stream? Did you just find it through YouTube? I think it's really cool, and I'm really glad you came along. You're an asset to the group. Sandeep, awesome. Jiten, what's going on, man? Can you pull up your chart? EXR and PanW. Yeah, let's check it out. EXR. So extra space storage. Nice push up today. I mean, very very good on the 15, right? As it got through its little cloud here, right? And then MACD was green, so you had a nice push up there. It hit its 200. Let me see. You do have on the hourly, you have a topping tail here off of the hourly 50. It did gap down, so it's this. Don't forget this gap here serves resistance, right? So you can see here, tried here, right? Next day it came down off of it. Here it tested it today and came back down. So this is a solid resistance area, right? So if it breaks out above that, I would say if it gets over 94.75, you might have a shot, at hitting 95. Trying to fill the gap. If not, it might want to, keep retesting to the downside. So looks like it's a little bit choppy right now. And then PanW. That was on, I believe that was on the 15 orb list today, wasn't it? Yeah. So let's see how that did today. Huge gap up. Just rocking. Let's see how it did on the 15s. Not really enough for, this is one I wouldn't trade reversal on just because it was such a huge gap up and, just creamed, just destroyed them on, this is just one of those ones today where it just like gapped up, never broke I would have looked for a 15 orb break to the upside, not a reversal, because the earnings were good, guidance is good and all that stuff. Just kind of floated into the cloud here today. So you could look at the 30 orb tomorrow. It's going to be on the game plan list for that. Cool. Sure, that's awesome that you found it on YouTube. I don't know how I did. I don't really do any advertising, but it just must have. Maybe I just popped up and you were looking around and you saw a live stream, and that was talking about stocks or something, and kind of jumped in. It's because I do all my marketing, I guess if you could call it that, on Twitter. I just let people know that I'm doing it, and so that's really cool. K-Chan, what's going on? I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Harvey, awesome, man. I hope you have a good night. Manoj, my pleasure. Matt, thanks, man. Good night, everybody. Yeah, so good. So hopefully that Williams %R is really helpful. I'm going to definitely start adding that to my trading too, just to look for pullbacks a little bit better and, incorporating all these different tools. I mean, just look at PanW here. The cool part is that it's definitely clearly in an uptrend, right? And so right now you've got a pullback, right, in it here, and then go along, right? So this oversold area doesn't mean, this oversold area means basically there's a pullback and a look to go to the upside. So as soon as this MACD here goes green, I think you might get another shot to the upside. So watch those 30-minute orbs on that tomorrow. So appreciate you guys. Have a great night, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and I'll tweet out game plan and all that good fun stuff later. All right, have a good night. Talk to you.